uh, bringing on our last guest. So we've had an interesting lineup for tonight. And our final guest is a multi-talented person. I haven't met him face to face yet, but I will. He will be at the National Black Book Festival, and I'll say what he'll be doing there after we talk a little bit more. So, and Shaun Heckstall, thank you for being a guest on Black Authors Matter TV. Also, thank you for staying up because he told me that he gets up at 4 a.m. and so he goes to bed early and he's on East Coast time, but he was willing to stay up for the interview for the show. so, so I appreciate that. And if you could unmute so we can hear you, that would be great.
Good evening. First, I am so excited about being here. I feel like an 8-year-old whose mother let him stay up. It's Monday Night Football.
Love that.
But I also want to give a shout out to the brother that just went off. I know now what is happening in the world. It is that the great, I guess, hoax is that we are unicorns. We're kind of like that prophet that hid in the cave and, like, hey, God, why me? Because the brother that went off, if I have to buy my own plane ticket, and I probably will, I'm going down to New Orleans because he and I are kindred spirits. He basically said everything that I aspire to be. If we were in the same room, I would hug him and just let him talk. But since I got a book that I got to sell, let's go.
Now, you are kind of unusual in that you are a Black man that has written a romance novel. And I thought what you described and the reason behind you writing it was really interesting and motivating. So, and you'll be at the festival with your romance novel. So, I know you'll be the only male in the romance section. So,
Wow.
but
Wow.
as far as authors,
Right.
But that just means that I will especially be looking for you when I start going around the room and doing my on the spot interviews. I will be walking to your table as the only male romance author.
Oh, that's sweet. And I would tell you, I'm looking for you because I'm a fan. I'm a researcher on the side, and I've gone back and looked at all the videos, and I'm like dreaming at night, like, oh yeah, put the mic in my face. I'm with you. You ain't gonna have to look hard. So,
Funny.
what y'all want to know? Another thing too, that term alpha male, whatever that means. But all of my wife will tell you, all of my friends are women because I am a reader, I am a thinker, and I was nurtured by an empathetic Black man who's alive and well, who hugged and kissed me and told me he loved me. So I learned to do that. So I'm so blessed to be here with y'all. So what y'all want to know about a Black man that wrote a romance novel?
well,
What made you write a romance novel?
Yeah, he already told me, but I want him to tell the audience.
Wow. First, happily married 27 years, and she is married
Lovely.
to. We are what you would consider atypical. So I am the person that orders clothes online and hides them. I got a closet full of clothes. I'm the diva, and she's the one that's like, Shaun, what is this? Right? I'm the one that sings Jasmine Sullivan in the shower and kisses her and tells her, and she's like, boy, go on somewhere, right? Because ultimately I grew up on love. I don't want to tell my age because I don't want to age shame, but I grew up on Black radio and Play Another Slow Jam. And
Yes, that was my song. Come on.
Girl, I like you. I was all alone, and I'm not a singer, but I was all alone, and I grew up on, ooh, I like it. And I was the guy.
Come on with the barge.
Pardon? What'd you say?
So the barge.
Yeah. I grew up on that. So that's my heart, right? I was the guy that wanted a girlfriend. I grew up with a good, a good mother and father. My parents were teenagers when they had me. So they were mature people, but they were young. So I listened to a lot of romance and romance movies, and it was embedded in me. But then my dad was a community leader who was totally respectful of Black women, right?
Mm.
And then I had this mom who was like, don't touch those little girls like that, or whatever the case was. So I'm the guy that goes to the party and I just want to hold your hand. So when other guys are talking about all the stuff and, and teenagers are coming of age, I don't come of age like that. So I went to prep school, then I get to Howard University, and I'm still trying to find a girlfriend. Everybody's on the yard. I'm like writing, and if she's watching, my wife can handle this. I'm writing poems to Tracy, and she's out with my frat brother.
Now,
that.
which frat are you in?
Oh, the Omega Psi Phi fraternity incorporated.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
okay. I'm not Greek. Rhonda is. My daughter is. But I always say, when I went to college, the Qs always had the best parties.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
we didn't have any on our campus because
yeah,
it was a PWI, but we
yeah,
went to Howard to party.
yeah, 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 yeah. I am so I am really a product of love, right? And I'm so grateful because it has allowed me to be a good husband. I hope that it has allowed me to serve Black women. I'm a fan of Black women. Um, I cried and am very upset, but very glad that Carmela didn't win, for example, because I think that she is too good for America. I'm like that, right? I love flowers. I love romance. I love to watch you in your femininity. I'm very comfortable in my masculinity, and I don't care where people are. I'm just expressing where I am. But I am very in awe of Black women. And I wanted to write a character where she has the agency. And you'll see that in Beloved in the ATL, where Sheena is the one who's kind of cautious about the love, and Damien has the broken heart. Coming out of a divorce, he has sensed that he has not gotten the love that he wants. And as a result, in middle age, he is backtracking and he reaches out to Sheena, who's a criminal psychologist, and asks her to come to Atlanta to help him solve a series of murders that is happening. But really, underneath, when we peel back Damien, we really learn that deep down inside, he just thinks Sheena Elise Colucci is fine since high school, and that
Mm.
he missed the mark and he wants to rekindle that romance. And so the book takes off from there, where you have a guy with a broken heart who's trying to mend, who really wants romance, with a Black woman who, having experienced the world of education, being a criminologist, she's seen a lot of brokenness, and she's leery. And I don't want to give too much of the book away, but he's a police
Mhm.
officer in Atlanta. And when those two things collide, their love relationship kind of gets tangled and then untangles. And I think that what I hope person see is, number one, Black women are not the pathetic people that people try to play them as a lot of times.
Right.
I need a man. I don't, I'm sure there are Black women like that, but the Black women I know that I've had the opportunity to spend spaces with, I've been a pastor, as an educator. These are Black women who are not sitting around as much waiting for a man as much as they are prepared and willing to invite them into their lives, right? And I was hoping to bring a Black woman like that. Like, she doesn't need Damien, so she is free to see if Damien is willing to do the growth to meet her where she is. And I think the romance is very important because it shows Black love under tension, because the greater outside of the book is kind of a social justice, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
make Atlanta great again. So you have that theme of gentrification. We want to push under the rug these crimes that are happening to Black bodies. I guess, am I okay to give this away? Uh, there are Black gay men that are being killed. You got to go and you got to read the book. And Damien is trying to solve that. He's a heterosexual man, but his best friend is a Black gay man. And that brings the conversation, another conversation that I hope to start between heterosexual Black men and Black gay men in humanity. Uh, if you ask me how I came to that, how do you come to be a heterosexual male and have gay friends? And I had a frat brother ask me that, right? And I put him in his place. I said, the fact that you're asking me that question lets me know that you're my frat brother, but you're too shallow to be my friend.
That's big.
Interesting.
What do
That's
I mean
real.
by that?
No, I mean, I think
You're
we
too
get it.
shallow, because for me, asking me how I can have another human being and legislate them according to their sexuality, to me, is no different than, I don't want to go too far political. Is to me, Kurt asking, saying asinine things about the Black community. I think that my one of my greatest friends, of who Rory the character is inspired by, is Rory Davis, was his real name. And he passed of AIDS in the early 90s. Boy, I'm dating myself. And we were the best of friends. And this character is a tribute to him. But more importantly, he is a tribute to all Black men, regardless of how you express yourself in love. To me, if your values and your sentiments and the things that make you laugh, the things that make you cry, the things that you serve are the same as mine, as long as you're not going to bed with Sharon at night, who you go to bed with does not, for me, exclude you to be my friend. And I think that that was important to say in the book. And I was intentional about that. And I hope that does start the conversation. And I really hope that we are in a season when the Black community, we get rid of toxic masculinity. The masculinity that feels that for me to be a man, I got to check you physically. For me to be a man, I got to make you as a Black woman feel insecure, because really I'm insecure. I hope that this book starts a conversation or participates in one that's ongoing, that shows a Black man that's vulnerable, that really, what I hope that all Black men at one point or another, if you don't do it publicly, in the quiet time with that woman, admit that I need you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Now, is this your
I talk to Black men, and Black men, we need y'all. We need your wisdom, because we stupid. We definitely need your femininity, because I ain't putting on no lip gloss. We need your spirituality. It talks about that. I was intentional about, in one of the chapters, Sheena goes to a conference when she encounters the killer. I don't want to give too much away again,
Mhm.
but she is presenting at a Black clergy conference. But I intentionally was honored to be able to name some of the leading Black women theologians. The Sister Ebony out of North Carolina, Bernice right here, King in Atlanta. I mean, across the board, if you really look at it, Black men, we are always good at the propagation of theology. When you really look at it, a lot of sisters do a lot of real deep thinking and don't get a lot of credit. And Sheena, as a character, acknowledges that. And I hope that close readers are able to pick that up.
Okay, now is this your first book?
This is my first novel, correct? Yes. You know,
Your first novel.
yeah, I am a PhD in the book Mute, so Black Educator, Social Justice, and the Silencing of Excellence is in the process of being finished. It's my dissertation that really being turned into a book. And then, of course, I had the book that we talked about, When She Changed, about how it's been for me when my wife had cancer and going through menopause. We're in the process of re-releasing that as well. But this is the first novel, and now I'm working on the second version of it. This is Beloved in the ATL, Out in the Light. And
Okay.
you know, when you're new, when you have a first book out, you're like, well, how much do I give away? Because they might not.
No,
Am
you
I
don't want to
okay?
give the spoilers away. It's like a movie. You don't want to give the
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
main things, the
yeah.
arcs of the
Yeah.
story away.
Give them
But
enough to make them want to keep reading.
Okay.
keep
And I
or
was
to buy
actually,
it and read.
yeah, well,
I
of
need to
course,
learn
to
that.
buy it and then read, but I'm saying you want them to keep reading.
Yeah.
But no, my question was though, you talked about a lot of different themes. You're addressing all of those themes in this one book?
Yeah, I think that I think that it is woven into the conversation and the complexity of the characters. Uh, on the surface here, we out them, but it was intentionally written so that you want to live with the characters and read it again, right? You want to have a conversation that, oh, I didn't catch the person that was gay and the person that was heterosexual in a friendship. I missed that. So I'm gonna go back and read that again. It was written intentionally with those themes, but also written immersively so that it is a read that doesn't isolate people. Meaning that I was intentional to work between real literature and then urban fiction. Because I think that the Black diaspora right now, we are reading. You know, people say Black people don't read. I don't agree with that. I think that I do know that I see them reading on their phones. They read on the phone. So I don't agree. Look, like I put myself on mute. Excuse me. Look at. Oh wow, I sound pretty good. Just pray for me. But I think that we read, but I also think that we have to meet persons where they are, right? And I hope, and I want to learn from y'all as we are working on the second book. I hope that persons like yourself will read the book and give me feedback as I continue to be a creative and express where we are. So yeah,
Well, what
it does have a lot of themes, but I think that they are intentionally woven into the characters. And as you read, you will naturally peel those back. They're in an accessible way, if I can say it like that.
yeah, what you'll find is when people start reading, giving you feedback after reading your book. And Rhonda and I are both authors. I don't know if I told you that when I talked to you.
You did,
Okay.
yeah. I want to learn.
Um, People will see things that you never intended, um, or they'll think things that are not true, or their impressions will be different from what you wrote, from what you intended when you wrote. So a lot of times the reader gets a completely different idea about something than you intended, but that's normal. So I'm just giving you a forewarning.
I received that. I
Yeah,
received.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
I,
normal. And
I, I needed that because I know that as a author, I know this from teaching in nonfiction that a lot of times what you write, the editor comes back and you didn't mean any of that. Like,
mhm.
you know, you thought you were just setting them right, and they like, oh, you angry. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
like you're
true.
gonna talk about the policy, but you didn't talk about the policy. This is not academic at all. This is just angry. So I needed that. I needed that. And I will say that my immediate relationship with you in this movement is God sent, because you reflect what I hope that Sheena reflect, and that is a place for me to be heard. When I called you, immediately responsive. You have, over these past few weeks, been very nurturing, and even in this space, I'm grateful for the both of you. And I can tell you that the things that I will learn along the way and write along the way, let's be friends, y'all. I need some friends.
Well, when you come to the festival, you're going to be so overwhelmed with all the information and people that you won't be able to digest it all in the weekend, but over the following weeks, it'll all come together for you. But it's more people that are book related in one place than you'll probably ever meet. And when I say book related, it's the authors, it's the other people in the industry, publishers, marketers, and there are a ton of book clubs that'll be there. And I need to
That's important.
did you put that you were an Omega on your
Yes, ma'am.
We have some Divine Nine stuff going on too.
So
yeah, are you coming to the meet?
I
Are you coming to the meet and greet?
Pardon?
Are you coming to the Divine Nine meet and greet?
I did not know there was a Divine Nine meet and greet, but I am coming now. I had now I did sign up for a meet and greet, but
no,
I didn't
not
know
that. It's two different. It's two different ones. So
Okay.
the one you signed up for is the welcome reception. It's not D9.
Okay.
The Divine Nine event is Friday night. It's only for the D9 authors and the chapters. We have chapters that are coming, and it's all for D9 people.
I
And
would like
so only
I would
the
like to come.
D9 people will have gotten the invite, and you're on the list. So look for it this week. Make sure you check your email,
I would
because
definitely do
it'll
that.
say Divine Nine or something like that.
All right. Yeah, one ZT88. They know the bruh 7th district. They know what's up.
But we have all
but
the
bruh,
orgs
and
that
then the
represented.
bruhs listening to here in the Atlanta chapter. I am financial. I was seeing them. I was like, bruh, these grad chapters getting long. I'm like, KLM. I'm like, dog. And they like, hey, dog, what chapter you from? Hey, bro, I just be at the meeting. Are you, Dr. Rhonda? Are you in a sorority?
Absolutely.
Oh,
You probably can't see the Zeta Phi Beta plate
you
behind
better
me.
stop. You better go on.
Yeah, she's a Zeta. She's a Zeta. I'm not Greek, so
Yeah.
but I respect the D9, and my daughter's a Zeta too. So,
Oh wow, that's awesome.
yeah. So I respect the D9 because you all support each other. You support education. You all have fun, and you all have a lot of style.
The
So,
Zetas and the Sigmas had a book festival in Atlanta about a month ago, really more like about 8 weeks ago or so. And they put me on as one of their authors here in Atlanta. And I'm so grateful for them to do that. They're doing outstanding things immediately in the area. I don't know if you guys know Atlanta, but immediately outside of Atlanta, there's a city called East Point. And they have a huge, pretty house that the Sigmas have. And the Zetas, one of the chapters, big grad chapters are using that. And there were a lot of them at this event. So shout out to the Zetas and the Sigmas that are meeting over there in East Point. Good friend of mine, Chris, is a Sigma. They might even be on this call. We follow with one another on Facebook, and I send it out to them. So thank you to the sisters of Zeta Phi Beta. When I was up at Howard, at Alpha chapter up there, they were phenomenal.
okay. Well,
It's hard though.
We're almost at the end of the show, Shaun. I did want to let people know that you'll be emceeing at the festival on Friday and Saturday to kick it off in the morning and just open us up with some excitement and energy. And so Shaun is going to be doing that for us this year, and we're excited about that.
I'm excited about doing that. It is an experience. I can tell you that uh, from my faith, I'm kind of like wherever you are, when I'm going to be there. You know, I think that we are kindred brothers and sisters, and I'm just grateful for you. I think that and I know that you talk to a lot of authors, and I think that all of them, if they're true to the game, would have this, is that there just are not a lot of Black spaces for authors. And this is so important. Uh, my book has been out since May, and I can tell you when you go to Ingram Sparks and then you walk into Barnes and Nobles, there is an indifference there that they cannot hide. But then when I walk into Madu Bookstore over at Greenbrier Mall, and Nia is like making sure she pays her bills, but she says, I'll take your book on my shelf for your space for no charge. This is such a space, and you're so important. And both of you, I will tell you this, that as I continue to write, grow, and connect, I'm indebted to y'all. And thank you for being here tonight. And
Oh, okay.
I'm looking forward to having a lot of fun. I really am. I really am. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in 3 weeks, but be sure to check your email because you'll be getting some information that you'll need to know.
Love you both. Both of you, blessings to you. And I look forward to getting over there. I've been to Houston only one other time, but I look forward to getting over there. And y'all have to tell me one of the eating spots.
We
Oh,
have lots of eating spots.
yeah, I want some authentic
We have
stuff. So y'all
great
have to let
food.
me know.
We
And
have
you
great
know, I'm
food.
sure y'all know people in Atlanta, but now when y'all are over here in the ATL, Dr. Rhonda, when y'all make sure that y'all look us up. So we'll do more of that. And love you both. And thank you so very much for giving me the opportunity tonight to come before you.
Well, thank you for being
Okay.
here tonight. We look forward to seeing you in Houston.
Love you both. Thank you so much. All right. God bless.
Okay. Good
Yes, ma'am.
night.
God be
Bye-bye.
blessed. Thank you.